Greetings, everyone. Exotic Rose. We got Max and Christina's not here with us today, and we got he's
CJay.
He's CJay.
Nah, it's CJay, man.
I wanted to ask you, why you change your name from Real Prophecy to just CJay?
Well, I mean, I still like the name Real Prophecy. It was one of my earliest names. I had a series of names, but Real Prophecy, it really matched my older content. You get what I mean? And I made a lot of boom bap, old school 90s hip hop. And I wanted to show people that I got more sounds, more styles. So CJay is like my name, you know what I mean? So, and it's been my nickname. So I felt it matched the music I'm making now, like as I develop. So I rock with CJay. You know
trying to show everybody you're more versatile now and stuff?
Yeah, versatile.
What's the music difference from back then to now?
It was a lot more old school rap, and I wanted to show people, like, as far as lyricism, it was more so about the bars and that, punchlines and the people that I was influenced by, showing you that they're the ones that I was influenced by. But over time, being born in Florida from here, I'm influenced by them as well. So I wanted to show people I got all kinds of style and versatile like that.
Not gonna lie, your flow reminds me of like Eminem and Nas type of vibe.
Those are my teachers, you know what I mean? They're like my top 2, top 3, you know what I mean? Like they up there.
So you still do the punchlines, or you
always
go into like melodies?
Oh, I do that too.
Trendy type of.
I do it even when I make a club record or something like a hit. I still get lyrics involved. It's still bars. Don't get it twisted. It's just still me coming at the beat a certain way, but not 100% bars. You get what I mean? I feel like my problem with a lot of lyricists or MCs is that it's like if you play in 2K and you have a creative player, it'd be like 90% lyrics. You know what I mean? There's no hooks, no beat selections, just
like
only
Try
bars.
too hard.
Try too hard, and it's just only 90% bars. Like you want people to enjoy the music too. Like
that would work in the '90s when you had like Mobb Deep and Nas. They just went straight bars for like 5-6 minutes. But now you need a melody. You need.
Of course, you need melody because the kids nowadays. Well, I mean, listening to music nowadays, it barely makes me listen to the words nowadays. Like, I got so disappointed over time just listening for words. You know what I mean? So now when I listen to music, I listen for the overall sound of music. Voice, beat, your delivery and all that. I listen for those things more than lyrics. But now, when I do come across good lyrics, I listen to the lyrics. I be like, yo, you have something to say. But for the most part, a lot of these dudes don't say nothing, so I don't judge them on substance and content. I judge them on how the music overall sounds. You know what I mean? Depending on especially what kind of rapper you are. Like if you're a Chirac rapper or you come from, the hood, I'm expect you to talk about the struggle and the street life. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily about vocabulary and bars, but that's how I judge music.
How do you feel about Eminem's joining the drop?
Yeah,
you look up to him.
Yeah. Oh man,
he does a lot of bars.
I felt with this album, he definitely redeemed himself from the previous one.
Revival, I think it was.
Yeah, Revival.
He was on a trap beat, I think, on one of them.
And it's the crazy thing. I think he's been listening to a lot of the newer stuff, and although he's not a huge fan of it, like he obviously knows. Yeah, he pays attention because I think him and Dre produced the album. Mm-hmm. So if you hear like a trap or more of a pop, they're the ones who produced it. They obviously had to have,
I'm actually surprised Dre do like a trap beat because
I heard it was good.
Lyrically, I think he snapped as always.
Yeah.
My thing with Eminem nowadays is I think he's forgetting that he's already one of the GOATs.
He's already up there.
He's already one of the greatest, and nobody is saying you can't do this. You get what I mean? We know you got bars all day, and you can make music.
Well, according to Joe Budden, for the past decade, his shit been trash.
I mean,
I watched that podcast. I watched that podcast too.
But Joe Budden said was better than him in the past decade.
I think Eminem, he raps too muthat
and that's the other thing I was talking to somebody else about, like. The Eminem we all fell in love with is the Eminem that was not just Slim Shady, but it's the style of rapping. Mm-hmm. In those times, it wasn't a lot of fast rapping. You know what I mean? It wasn't that. It was more so. It was always bars, but it was slower. People can, comprehend the music, take it in. That's the stuff most people like. Like whether it be a Tupac, a DMX. A lot of people. I notice a lot of people don't like fast rap, like rapping fast.
Especially the older people.
Yeah, even the old heads. They
like, what is this?
Yeah,
garbage. They can't even comprehend.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like I give credit to someone who can rap fast because it is a talent within itself. And like a lot of people tell me I rap fast, you know what I mean? Like I feel kind of iffy about it, but I try to do it to where in between where you can hear everything I'm saying, and I don't do it the whole time. I like to switch my flow up a lot. I like to switch it up a lot. I don't like people to get used to one flow on that, even that same verse. I might change it within the next line. That's how I am. So with Eminem, I feel he's just paying attention to what a lot of the people are saying, and the Yachty's and the MGKs. I think they're getting to him in a way, like with their feedback. But I think feedback is good.
Music too. That's why I feel like he's in love with the music. Mm-hmm. So when he see like people that's not really good or not treating it how it's supposed to,
right?
He feels some type of way.
Right.
He's an OG.
And he has a right to feel that way. He put out an album that I'm sure every time he puts out an album, he puts his all into it. Yeah. Every record, just because that's what I do. You know, and I know.
Music.
Say it again.
He loves the art of music.
Of course.
The process.
He's an MC. He's about putting time into his bars and the structure. So when someone receives it poorly and they're like, man, I don't like this, it's going to affect you. Yeah. Anybody. It's going to affect me too, because when you feel like you're really that good, it affects you when someone says they don't like your stuff, man.
It's like you making a clothing, like your merch.
Yeah.
You make clothing and then someone's like, I don't like that shit.
Yeah, and I'm in the fashion.
You put your heart and love into this.
I'm heavy in the fashion, even though I'm not someone who's like made merch myself, like design. I mean, I'll pitch an idea, and I'll maybe go to somebody who can, but at the same time, it's still an idea. You know what I mean? So if someone don't feel it, it's like, damn, fuck your idea, dude. You know what I mean? So I understand where Eminem's coming from, you know what I mean? And I just think with him personally, I want him to really go back and listen to the Marshall Mathers LP. If most people are saying that's your best work content, or even like Eminem show, I want you to pay attention to those times where you rap slower, you paid attention to those messages, like those topics. And try to come up with something off that. And then another last most important thing is try to slow it down. Maybe that's what people want. Maybe they want you to slow it down like that.
Catching the punchlines in the bar.
You're right.
That's why they're like, this shit's not what it used to be.
I think people like it too, but they don't like the fast rap, I believe. I feel like as soon as someone hears fast rap, they're like, I don't want to hear fast rap.
Do you feel like the album had content?
Of course.
Because
this new one, right?
Joe Budden said he had no content at all.
No, I don't think that it didn't have.
He was rapping about nothing.
I don't think it didn't have no content. I feel like this new album, a lot of it had to do with just responding, to people. Like that's a content within itself because you're talking about something, right? But he also had a record about his former group D12 and that they're no longer together. So that's still showing their hardships. Like he's done records like that. That how come we don't even talk no more? Like
and he made it kind of funny.
Yeah.
And
that record Normal. The song called Normal he got where he's telling the story about I guess with the female he wants a regular girl, and you know how he gets into his stories and he'll get comical. That's one of my favorite joints off the album because that's the M I always like love to listen to.
Some people feel like as you evolve and get older, you can't go back to that person you were like the first person reference.
It's very hard to. I'm gonna be so honest. It's very hard to because I'll even listen to Nas and even based on Nas' last project, the one that Kanye produced. Yeah, I feel like it is tough, but it's.
I expected better.
I exactly like that's how I felt. Like I love Nas, of course, still. It's still one of my favorite. You know what I mean? But I can admit when I feel something's, not up to your standards.
That's how I feel about J. Cole, his last couple albums.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, that last J. Cole drank KOD.
I agree with you. I feel like J. Cole is a lot
I think he ran out of stuff.
Yeah, but I feel like he was trying to put a message out in the last album.
No, I believe so too.
I feel like he was trying to do music. I think he was trying
No, but usually what made J. Cole pop is him talking about his experience of the struggle of trying to come up or whatever the case is, college and all that stuff.
Yeah, but
now he ran out of that substance. He's at the pinnacle.
There you go.
He ran out of stuff to talk about, so he's talking about other stuff.
Well, I wouldn't say he ran out of stuff either.
Yeah, I don't even think it's
that him personally. Other than the cheating thing.
I feel, alright, see, with J. Cole is like this. I feel J. Cole's like coming from a point where we know you for the struggle rap, and we know you, and we know you're rich now. You came from that. So, obviously, you don't have to necessarily talk about it that way, but I feel with J. Cole, it's a level of, at one point, it was about, I'm coming up, I'm trying to get this money, I'm trying to get somewhere, and he spoke about this before in his early interviews. So he got to this level of success and this fame, and when you get it now, you feel like, am I true to myself? Did I sell my soul? That's what I get with J. Cole, you know what I mean? And so an artist like me, I feel people may say these things, but if you know deep down in your heart, you ain't that kind of person, and you still true to yourself, and your fans still respect you, you don't have to do these different things like maybe slack on appearance or maybe try to appeal to this new wave or new sound. Like, you're J. Cole, you know what I mean? You've reached a level where you don't even have to make anything close to what's going on. But I'm for that. I like that people can adapt and make music. I think that's how you get better, and that's how you get more appealing to people, because it's a newer generation. Because like when I first heard J. Cole, that was 2010. I first heard him in 2010, and it was like, that's when it appealed to people. Now in the newer time, you know what kids want to hear. You know what I mean? Right now we in the era of popping mollies, and it's still about drug heavy references. And me, I'm not into drug references. I don't do drugs, you know what I mean? So I don't push that. But there's a way you can appeal to it. Because I'll still sip Henny. You know what I mean? I'll still smoke weed. That's what I'm into. You know what I mean?
You said that. I was watching an interview with Russ. You know who Russ is?
Yeah, of course. A lot of people bash Russ. You know what I mean?
He's like one of the most hated artists out here.
Yeah, he is. And I remember seeing his come up.
All he's doing is speaking the truth, though.
He's right. But the thing about with Russ is, I think it's a way you do it. I feel like the way he did it, he didn't care about the backlash. He didn't care how people's going. It's good to be controversial. I tell people all the time, you want to be controversial. It gives, like Tekashi is controversial. You know what I mean? It gets people talking. A lot of people hate him. There's a lot of people love him.
But you're gonna watch,
right?
Don't pay attention. Yeah.
With Russ' situation now, before Fredo passed, I feel like you can't just attack people who love to just do these things. You don't want to attack. And we can relate it back to the Eminem thing. A lot of people don't want to hear attack, because now they make them feel a certain way because they're doing these things. They're into it. You got to come from a farther standpoint, because you're mature, you're older. So
a neutral ground.
A neutral ground, right? You want to tell people that it's wrong, but you don't want to bash them. You get what I mean? Like, I could tell them, you don't want to do drugs, or you don't want to sip codeine, and it's bad for you. It's not good health wise. And I'll relay it to them in a way like I'm an understanding father, like, yo, this is not what you want to do. This is what can happen, such and such. And you can relay that in the music. You don't have to bash, you know what I mean?
You agree with him that rappers shouldn't be promoting this stuff?
100%. But I don't agree with the way he did it. Yeah, I don't agree with the way he did it.
From what they were saying is, people that be popping pills, one of the side effects of popping pills is, depression.
Right.
And that's depression is a sign
and it should be the opposite. Illness. Yeah, it should be to counter that.
Yeah.
But people are doing it and getting it.
Some people are doing it because the rappers are doing it. Or someone else is doing it, so it's cool, so they think it's cool, so they're doing it.
And that's what they look up to.
Younger kids are looking up to them, doing all this stuff.
So my thing should be, don't bash. Why bash? Just tell them don't do it. You shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Tell them what will happen if you do it. But when you bash them and you say you guys are idiots, they're not gonna want to hear you. They feel like, oh, you're a grandpa. We don't want to hear what you got to say.
I was that kid where you told me like the way you come off like that, I'm not listening to you.
I've heard a lot of youngins say that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
the wrong way.
They're gonna take it the wrong way because this is what you into. This is what you into.
Yeah.
But now you can reach out to somebody. They'll listen if you actually get on their level. You gotta talk to them like, you know, you're trying to progress, not the other way around.
So let me ask you, how did you go from like high school and to like build your following and just like continue to like promote your music? Because now you do music and people really watch it.
From the journey from high school to now has been crazy. Like, first I had to learn that the methods of promotion, the methods of reaching target and audience, a lot of that changes. I would say it was 3 to every 5 years. Now it's lower than that. It's probably like every 2 to 4. You know what I mean? The methods.
Like, you mean like the methods change every 2 to 4 years?
Yeah, the methods are what's considered effective promotion.
Okay.
That changes. You know what I mean?
Marketing, pretty much.
Marketing. Yeah, that's the word. Marketing. I was trying to think of the methods of marketing and strategies. All of that, it changes like every 2 to 4 years. Like there was one point where I was promoting on Twitter, because like with Instagram is, I know now Instagram has for a long time has been the most effective platform for social media, right? For a while, everybody uses it. Not everybody has Twitter, but as an artist, I have to have everything. I was one of the artists that had Snapchat, I had Instagram, I had even Tumblr, and I had Facebook. So then, okay, definitely everybody don't have Tumblr, so I eliminate Tumblr in a way. So now we got Facebook.
Too?
Say it again?
Used to be on Vine too?
I had Vine. I had all those things, you know what I mean? But obviously I'm going to stay with the most current and try to figure out the different ways. So first, to answer your question, it was Twitter. I've been rapping since I was 14. That was like 08, right? I never really had a strong following until I'll say 2015 is when it started to build up for me. Like late 2015, because I was using Twitter as a heavy promotion, because with Twitter they had like a way where you can be with these different big accounts, and these big accounts may retweet your tweet, but you gotta pay for promotion. You know what I mean? You gotta, whatever you're making from your job. A lot of people on the come up, they complain about how much they're paying. I'm like, well, I was the kind that was dedicated. Like if I had to pay this amount, I'm gonna pay it. Like if I gotta put most of it, I'll save it up and then I'll put it there. But there was no excuse for me. You know what I mean? It's better to find out the truth than to not know it all. You want to accept the truth, then you can help yourself. But people, they don't want to hear the truth. It just hurts, and then they get discouraged. But that was never me. So I used Twitter, and these accounts would retweet. So I had a video called 52 Bars. It was one of my the first record that popped for me in a way.
That shit's still trending.
Yeah, it's still trending, and people still love that record per se. They want that record to blow up. Originally, I wanted that to be my way to come in the game. I wanted an old school boom bap record to just blow up, and so people respect me for the lyricism and da. But now I'm at the point where I really don't want that to be the first thing that blows up for me. People can always go back. If they really love it that much, they can go back. What's more effective is if I do what's current, but still lyrical, every content is still me. You know what I mean? I don't want people to think I'm not true to myself and I change it. You want to develop. Talking to me 3-4 years ago, I wasn't ready. I may have been ready lyrically, you know, talent-wise, but my music wasn't ready. I had to be diverse. So my music became diverse like 2016. So I did the Twitter promotion. 52 Bars started, you know, doing better, and I started getting following. As soon as I saw this following, I put it on iTunes. Started going up, you know what I mean? And they have their own algorithm, Spotify, iTunes. So Spotify has been the most effective for me lately. Their algorithm is so crazy. It's just they place your song in certain playlists. Like, I don't know anything about these things. It just happens to just be curated that way.
Just about to ask you, if you was to talk to upcoming artists, how important are those platforms?
Very important, but I wouldn't just suggest you just put it on there. You're nobody. I wouldn't say just put your music on there, like, because you do get charged. You know what I mean? Like, you should be able to pay. Like, if you're putting a single, it's like about $10 a year. So you put that $10 in, and a year nothing happens, and you're not making no money. You're losing money. So, but you should be able to make $10 a year. You know what I mean? That's just one single. So I wouldn't suggest just put it on there. Like first I had to get my sound just buzzing a little bit, and once I put it on there, I tell okay everybody, you can go on iTunes, go copy it, and it turns out Spotify streaming, which when streaming took over, started to be more effective. So Spotify is why most of my money is coming in. You know what I mean? But I won't just give all of it to Spotify. You got Apple Music, you got Tidal, you got Amazon, you got all these different things. So my fan base started to grow off these platforms. You know what I mean? Started with Twitter, then these platforms, and now we're till a point where I was able to contact a Sway and keep hitting him up, having everybody at Sway, telling him to put me on the show. Keep telling him till people kept telling him for like a year.
Yeah.
So finally.
How did you get to that? Tell me the story about
the story with that, like how that happened with Sway. That was 2016. I was trying for a whole year. I kept adding him. Adding him. Well, I made a video. I had my record Fuck Hip Hop. Like it's the first video I ever shot. So I took like 30 seconds of it, like one of my most lyrical parts of it, and like the dead president's buried in my cemetery, jeans pocket on me, feel like a zombie, I'm walking with the dead. So I put that in like 30 seconds, and I told everybody, at Sway. And everybody kept at him, but it took a process of a year. And finally, he's like, hey man, tell him to come through, and
he DM'd somebody or
he literally responded to my tweet. And then he followed me immediately. Then he DM'd me, and literally like the next week he wanted me to go on the show.
Oh,
and I had say it again.
He flew you up and everything?
No, I was working at the time. I had to call off all that and prepare within this short. I was like so like dedicated, but I was like nervous. Like I was like, damn, so I don't know if I'm gonna be ready. Right, you know what I'm saying? I had to get the right words together and prepare. And I came through in time. Like it was like I had to have like 2 more days to like memorize it. I was just bugging out, like, cause I went up there and stayed with my boy in Jersey, and like he's like shout out to Carrington, my boy. He stays like 20 minutes away from the city, so I was preparing, and I was like freaking out. He's like, yo, smoke some weed. And this is a time where I smoke, but like not when I wrote, because every time I tried to smoke and write, I was like lenient. So I didn't like it. I was like, hell no, man, I gotta wait till I come down. So I finally came down, and like I took a nap. And when I woke up, I was like, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? The next day came, I met him, and I just did my thing. Like I shredded that shit, you know what I mean? And since then, I haven't been back up there. It's been like 2 years now. You know what I mean?
You still keep in touch with him?
I don't, honestly. I mean, we still follow each other, but I don't really contact him. That's the other thing I want to tell other artists. Like, when you network and you finally meet people, you do want to keep in contact. You want to make sure you keep that relationship going. But if you don't have anything to show, you're just bothering him at this point. Yeah. You're just annoying people. So he
gave you your break.
He gave me that break, which was great. It was like resume, I look at it like. And that's the other thing. You get on these platforms, you can do your best, outstanding, but you have to really catapult after that. If you don't catapult after that, it's more so like a resume. You have that on file now. Like this is what I've done. So now I can show anybody, whether it's a manager, whether it's somebody huge that can benefit me, you have that on file. So that's what happened with the whole Sway thing. I don't bother him. I still follow him. When I'm ready to go up there again, I'm gonna contact him. You know what I mean? I got to submit. I'm not ready to just go on there yet. Touchdown in New York, I'm ready. You know what I mean?
My favorite part for Sway will always be Kanye. How, Sway? How, Sway?
How was the venue? How was like the whole situation? How was New York City? All right.
Man,
you're moving there too, right?
Yeah, I'm moving there on the 20th. But yeah, New York. I love New York. I always love New York, man. Ever since like, I'll say 2014 is the first time I was going there independently on my own to do stuff. Like there was a Hot 97 showcase, and DJ Absolute was the host, and the judges are like A&Rs and different people from labels. And the first time I went up there in 2014, and I felt I was ready because I had old school content, and it was just bars, and this is New York. So I get up there, and there's like 40 artists, bro. Like that one night, I'm like, God damn. And like everybody's literally complete trash. Like I mean ass. And barely no old school, bro. No boom bap. You know what I mean? And people from different places. I ain't gonna just say they're all from New York. There was New York, and there's few people came with fan base, all that. There was probably like 2 other people I felt though, if not me, I could see these 2 people making it. There was like a female and there was another person. So I went up there, I killed it, bro. When I say I killed it, I fucking rocked this shit. Probably one of my best performances ever. Even till this day, I killed this shit. Had the fans rocking because I started with my song Mind Elevation. I did that. They were singing along, And then I got to 52 bars. I did that in straight acapella, and they were losing their mind, bro. Literally, as I'm saying each bar. And then I killed it. Boom. Next people do their thing. So when the time came, they picked somebody else, and it was somebody I didn't even remember. Like I'm like, you picked this guy, like, because he had a mascot that came on stage, and at this point, I knew it was an appearance because I always made sure I had appearance or whatever. But that's part of his appearance. He had a mascot.
He had a show like props and stuff like that.
Well, not props, but he brought a literal mascot guy in a suit, like Smurf.
Yeah. Like
it was a purple Smurf, like promoting his like color he always has on. So it was a purple Smurf on stage, and I'm just like, Now that gives me insight. Like you want a little, I'm not that you're gonna have a mascot, but you want
a show.
Yeah, it's a show. Like so he won, but I realized why he won because after that, I brought my auntie and her friend, and her friend's mad in New York. She's like, hell no. He's supposed to win that. He's supposed to, she was just rock. I'm like, yo, chill. Yeah. So I spoke to one of the judges before I was leaving. One of the judges came up to me. He's like, yo, I want to talk to you. So I'm like, I was one of the judges. I was, it was me. It came down to you and the other guy, right? And the host, he put his input in, and the other guy won. That's how that happened. You get what I mean? And he gave me his contact, whatever, but I forgot his name. I think it was Pat something. It was something Pat. You know what I mean? He was like repping Zoe and everything. Like that's what he was. Something Pat. I don't remember his name. But he was in the game heavy, and I failed to keep that industry contact at the time. Like that's when I had my iPhone, and I was heavy on like these different contacts. I lost all my information. I couldn't get back in touch with him. I didn't have him on no social media. I just had his number. You know what I mean? And yeah, that really had me messed up for a second. But he said that I was supposed to win that because he saw all the votes. But the venue, to go back to your other question, the venue was nice. It was like not small, but good enough because a lot of people were there, and I liked it because more close. You know what I mean? Like you can reach people more. So that's how that venue was. You know what I mean? But that was my first time going to New York by myself, doing my thing. I went out for 2 days. Took time off 2 days because I'm gonna win this because it's for bread, like it's for money. You win, you get the money, or you get to meet with a A&R. I said I'm gonna take the bread because if a A&R is feeling me that much, why would he reject me because I took money? You know what I mean? If I'm a businessman, I want to invest my money, and I believe he can make me money. I'm gonna turn it down because I'm still gonna get that bag.
I think the biggest thing is the exposure on the stage. So like you get the money and the exposure.
Right. Yeah, but my main thing was to get these contacts, these networks, and the money. You know what I mean? Like I wanted, since they're A&R, since they're people in the game, maybe and I met one of the judges was a lady who worked for Sirius XM, and she played my song on the radio. She gave me her card. I had contact with her for a long time, but like I said, at the time I wasn't ready. What I mean by that is I didn't have the content. I didn't have the good stuff for the radio. I didn't have the commercial records. All I had were old school this, old school that. And it took a while for me to realize that you want to be a developed artist. Yeah. You want to have different things to show for. So it took a while, and I finally got that, I'd say 2016, 2017 was a wrap. You know what I mean? 2018, I'm overdue.
So what you got coming up next?
What I got next, I got this album I'm working on. It's called Broward's Finest. I've been working on it, I say, from the beginning of the year, because the first record I did is a song called Throw Shade. I still haven't put it out, but I previewed it, showed the people, and that's what gave me the idea for this project. So I dropped the South Flow EP. It was to let people know where I'm from, because a lot of people had the misconception that I'm from New York or I'm from the East Coast. Yeah, so I had to let people know, no, I'm from here. You know, I'm from South Florida. Not to get annoying and just keep telling people, but originally they didn't know. So now that they know, that EP was to warm them up, and with this album, it's called Broward's Finest. And now we're in a climate where Broward is getting put on the map. You see a lot of people, Kodak, X, Ski Mask, even his brother, John Wicks. You know, you got other people coming up. So, and I ain't just doing it because of that. Like, I always rep where I'm from, but this is the time where Broward is finally getting that exposure that we deserve. Because there is talent here. There's a lot of trash, don't get me wrong, but there is talent here.
It's trash everywhere.
It's trash everywhere, you know what I mean? It's trash everywhere. So, Broward's Finest is really, I mean, it's really a tape showing you why I feel I'm the best from here, and that there's other great artists from here, because I wanted some good features and people that I handpicked. I'm like, yo, I feel that a lot of people don't know that's from Broward, and they're going to be on the album as well. So that's what the album's about.
I'd like to ask you, because I have a question to ask everybody. Do you tell your acquaintance that the partner's cheating?
Do I tell my acquaintance that their partner is cheating?
So if you got a homie, do you tell?
Well, not a homie. It's just somebody
you said
that,
acquaintance.
Yeah, acquaintance.
Yeah,
somebody
so
that you see on a daily basis a lot.
If it's in a
business.
Look, it's like this, man. Like he said, I do stay out of people's business. So if it's like an acquaintance and that person cheated, I usually don't like to get involved. Like, I feel like they'll figure it out. You know, they'll work on that. If it's my boy, like my brother, you know what I mean, and he's getting cheated on, I'm damn sure tell him.
So what if it's your boy and the girl, your homie, the girl's your homie too?
Oh, like I'm cool with both of them on that level? I'm still gonna tell my boy. I'm still gonna tell my boy. He's my brother, I'm gonna tell him. You know what I mean?
If you knew the girl longer.
If I knew the girl longer.
Or if you're closer to the female.
If I'm closer to the female and she's the one cheating, then I ain't gonna tell her. I'm closer to the female. It depends, because I'm like this.
So loyalty is
it depends. If it's like friends with benefits, you know what I'm saying? She watch out for a nigga and help me out. You know what I'm saying? That I ain't gonna do that to shorty. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna be like, all right, hold it down. But if it's my boy, I'm closer to the boy. Nah, I'm gonna let him know.
Alright, we got 5 more minutes, so I'm gonna get a little freestyle.
A freestyle, like off the top.
Off the top.
Man, I can't freestyle off the top. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I ain't prepared. You know what I'm saying? It is a freestyle, but. I'll give you something though.
You used to do that off the top in high school.
I know. Yeah, I do. Got something involved. One of the listeners spoke. Listen, don't want you to miss this quote. This nigga's dope. I spit it so sharp that I almost slit the throat. If I had a twin, we could never be identical. I been a dopest nigga since the doctor cut the umbilical. I ended slow until your dog mine. Then I lit a bulb. Who was at fault? Don't blame me, cause you didn't evolve as far as business goes. I find it ironic my soul isn't soul. And so on, my dough continued to prolong, and etc. I set it off. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's a little something.
Flow's icy, man.
Yeah.
Where can everybody get the merch?
Oh, the merch, you can get that on Hescjay.com. That's HESCJAY.com.
Okay, that's dope. You got
and where everybody can find you.
Oh, you can find me on all social media at Hescjay. HESCJAY on everything. Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that.
Broward's Finest is coming out when?
I don't have a release date, but it'll be out before the year ends.
Stay tuned.
I'm still working on it.
Okay. We appreciate you. It's for the culture.